Guys, I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. This is Radhika again here, and this video is going to be two quick hacks or tips if you find yourself in a extreme narcissistic situation with just one narcissistic person or with a group where you kind of don't trust people and there might be one narcissist or many, like maybe someone else is a covert narcissist, etc. So this works in all situations. But yeah, this actually came about, the idea for this video. I had a client who at the end of their session they asked me like two quick tips, because we spoke about a lot, and it there's just so much depth in every topic that you go into. But on a practical level, when you have to deal with narcissistic people, anywhere on the spectrum from benign to malignant, how do you what are the two quick tips that you can go back to in your mind when you are in the middle of that situation and you want to react quickly, or not react but respond quickly. You can't take so much time to kind of create a response on the spot. So what are the two tips? So I thought like this is a great question because it's so hard to kind of point out those things which are extremely important when when you find yourself in a narcissistic situation, to act quickly on and to kind of take you back to the center of yourself, and of your of what your reaction should be in a situation. So yeah, the two things that I kind of said on the spot, and that is because I think they came directly from my heart, were that the first one is always put all your bets on yourself. When you find yourself in a situation which is narcissistic, do not count on anyone else. Do not count on a flying monkey, do not count on a person you think is supporting you. Do not count on anyone in that situation. Only count on yourself. And this is in a group situation where there's a narcissistic person, many other people who are kind of maybe supporting the narcissist or supporting you or going back and forth, whatever the case is. And if it is just one narcissistic person and you, then of course it still applies. You keep all your bets on yourself. Don't keep your bets on the other person to change. They might show you they have changed, but you with a narcissistic person you might require a timeline of proof to actually see if they have changed or if they are just acting a certain way for a certain period of time, just to kind of get you back. So yeah, put all your bets on yourself. Always, always, all your bets on yourself, and take full responsibility of your life. So that means the victim mentality has to go away. Know that you are in that situation and you made that choice, and own it. So that was my first tip. And the second tip is a little more spiritual. The first tip is like very masculine energy, very like depend on yourself, don't depend on anyone else. The second one, though, want to say is like balance yourself. So when you're so action oriented, you also have to have a little bit of soul in you. Otherwise you will become like extremely either uh, brash or rash, or very dominating or violent after a period of time of being in extreme masculine energy all the time. So you have to balance yourself with a little bit of feminine energy. And so the second point I told that person was that always choose love over fear, because these are the two things that you have to work with. Any decision you make in life, either you make it in love or you make it in fear. It's not in hatred that you make decisions. It's the opposite of love is not hate, it's fear. So you either make a decision with love, in which you know you are safe, you're secure, you're the soul, you're much more than this body mind spirit complex. You're much bigger and much more than all of this. And when you are centered in that truth, you usually make decisions with love, because usually when you are in that state, love is always flowing through you. There could be a case where something happens in a narcissistic situation which pushes you in your victim mentality or your survival mode, and that's the time you will make decisions with fear. So fear will set in and you will start thinking about, what if this happens, what if that happens, then this will happen, and your mind will start creating all of these stories around, what could, what would. So it'll be a lot of just guesstimating things. And it could also be interleaved with going back to things and getting angry on things. So anger also usually comes from a place where you could not speak your truth and you're carrying some trauma, and it pushes you in a vibration of fear, which many times you will show it as anger. So that's what happens. So basically, whenever you are making a choice in a narcissistic situation, make that choice out of love. Now, I don't mean love for the narcissistic person, no, I mean love for just love. I'm not saying you have to love the narcissistic person, but what I'm saying is, don't make decisions out of fear, because ultimately what that will do is they will stop your growth. They will basically basically what that does is, when you go into a vibration of fear, is that it makes the narcissistic person in your life succeed, because they want to push you in a vibration of fear. That's what they want. They want you to act out of fear, they want you to be insecure, they want you to be not sure about yourself, not in your power, in a victim mentality. And when you act out of fear, basically what they were trying to do has succeeded. But when you act out of love, it's actually their defeat. And I'm not saying you will always be able to act out of love, because you're a human after all. So what I would suggest is, if you have to take like time out, you take time out. You try to, like, gather back your energy, gather back your strength, and take a time out. But don't give up, and don't act out of fear. So those were the two things that kind of came to my mind. So I'll just reiterate. The first one is, place all your bets on yourself and take complete responsibility of your life. And the second one is, whenever you have a choice, always try to choose love over fear. So yeah, that was this video, and I hope you guys find it helpful. Thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscribes. I hope you all stay safe, and wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thank you. Bye.